Good evening, my cherished settlers. Today marks a pivotal moment in our journey. As we stand on the threshold of a new district, we are not just laying down our roots, we are building a future filled with promise and opportunity. This land, rich with potential, is ours to cultivate, and together, we will transform it into a thriving community. First and foremost, I want to ensure each of you that your well-being is our top priority. As we embark on this new chapter, we will provide you with the essentials: food, shelter, and fuel. We will establish communal gardens where we can grow a variety of crops to nourish our bodies and strengthen our community bonds. Together, we will cultivate the land, sharing in the labor and the bounty it provides. Next, let us turn our attention to shelter. A home is not just a roof over our heads, it is a sanctuary where families can thrive and memories can be made. Each dwelling will be a testament to our resilience and our commitment to one another. I encourage you to lend your hands and skills to this endeavor, for together we will create a district that we can all be proud to call home. And as we settle into this new district, we must ensure that we have the fuel to keep our fires burning. We will gather wood from the surrounding forests, ensuring that our hearths are warm and our kitchens are filled with the comforting aromas of home-cooked meals. Fuel is not just a resource, it is a symbol of our ability to sustain ourselves and thrive in this new environment. So, my fellow settlers, let us embrace this opportunity with open hearts and willing hands. Together, we will build Central Namatine into a vibrant district where families flourish, friendships blossom, and dreams take flight. Heyo, and welcome to another episode of Build&Battle Season 3, where we will build a beautiful medieval city while battling off famine, mutiny, and the bitter cold. In the last episode, we laid claim to our second territory of Central Namatine and provided our first settlers with a hefty amount of supplies to help them get through their first winter. Now, I did actually go back to the previous save on the game because last episode I meant to wait until spring to place our settlers camp instead of pitching our tents in autumn. So I did go back and fix that, because if we didn't, our new district would have failed before we had even built it. Remember, everyone, settle your new territories in spring, not fall. Anywho, if you did happen to miss that last episode, then click on the info card above, or if you are looking for a new Manor Lords series to binge watch, then check out the entire Build&Battle Season 3 playlist located in the description below. In today's episode, we will focus on Central Namatine while Old Namatine adjusts to the new patch that recently dropped. Therefore, we will be building our first food supplies, fuel, and housing for our settlers. So, are you enjoying Build&Battle Season 3? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you are most excited to see in the upcoming episodes. If you can't wait to see the season unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to videos. Also, don't miss out on our Build&Battle Season 3 merchandise linked in the description below. Alrighty everyone, I am wicked excited to start today's build, so kick back, grab your caffeinated beverage of choice, and let's jump right on into it. So first thing first, when we are getting a new settlement up and running, we need to construct a granary as soon as possible. This is always my first priority now because the food will rot and go bad fast if it is not properly stored. So I'm thinking I would like to place it here, as this territory already comes with a dilapidated granary here that we can renovate once we have sufficient resources and stability. And because I want to have a granary really close to our berry deposit, as I will eventually like to designate a granary to these berries specifically. So let's come on in and let's get a blueprint in amongst these dead fields and watch it all build. I will then come back in and immediately employ it with a family. Next, let's snuggle in a bit of storage since we will eventually need this in place, and for this one particularly, I would like it closer to where our settlers have pitched their tents. So let's come on in and let's construct a storage house right along this road here. Next, I want to create a bit of a special lumber area in this territory. I love the way the forests are already set up, and I don't want to destroy them. Therefore, we are going to create our own forest to then chop the trees in. This is a bit of an experiment, and we will need to overlap our productions just slightly with these two existing forests, but I think we'll be able to pull it off. So let's start by building our lumber camp of assortments out here in the open field. We will also set up a woodcutter's camp, saw pit, and a few forester huts so that we can start growing our new tree saplings while simultaneously setting up our lumber production. Now, I want Central Namatine to be a massive food producer, not just so it can sustain its own population, but also supplement the population of Old Namatine. We have the potential for a forager's hut and a hunter's camp, so I would like to start with the forager's hut. I want to harvest as many berries as possible each season in Central Namatine for 1, a good food source, and 2, dye production. Right now, Old Namatine is importing dye from outside the map, and it's costly. I'd rather that cost go back into our treasury via the tax on the regional wealth in Central Namatine, as the two territories trade with one another instead. So let's start straight away by constructing 2 forager huts so that we can capitalize on the growth procs that this resource provides and harvest way more than the 64 berries per year. I will also then immediately come in and assign 1 family per forager's hut so that we can start stocking up our food for our first winter. Now let's get ourselves set up with some food variety and construct a hunter's camp. My intentions are to place a tannery close by our hunter's camp to produce leather. However, for today, my focus is on supplying our people with food before winter comes. So let's come on in and work this deeper into the woods, as I really like the aesthetic of the hunter's camp being an actual woodland camp buried deep within trees. Next, let's come on in and get our central city area up and running, starting with water and a marketplace so that the granary and the storage house can begin selling their goods to the settlers. I have been so fickle when deciding where the central area will be, so I think for now I'm going to just do this a bit unplanned, a bit organically, and place the market along this road. This way, we can either build the central area off of this main road connecting Old Namatine, Central Namatine, and Iminruth, or we can have a market/mall of assortments for travelers moving between the three settlements via this road. I also think this area will be more of a historic area as we have the old windmill, and I'd like to try and adapt that windmill into the Brawndo method that Tacticat recommends. It won't be perfect, but I think it will add a wicked cool greenery to the area, almost like a park, actually, especially if we get the orchardry development point. So let's come on in and locate a water vein and an area to start our marketplace in. All right, let's start wrapping up this episode by providing our new settlers some shelter. And as I mentioned, I want to try and adapt the Brawndo method developed by, I believe, Tacticat around this existing windmill. So this will be a bit of an experiment and it's definitely not going to be optimized. However, I do think it will add a nice touch to this area. We will leave the windmill as a historic landmark and renovate the nearby granary to assist the backyard gardens. So let me know down in the comments if you think we should plant vegetables because they are cheap and practical, or if we should grow some apples here for a bit of beauty and food variety. Alrighty, everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to videos. And don't forget to check out the Build&Battle Season 3 merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.